we're demonstrating EarlyBird, and EarlyBird is Twitter for banks, and or a more broad description is professional, read-only, fully compliant Twitter for banks. I mean, we had a good number of people coming over, and a range of people. Interestingly, we had a number of people who came straight over and say, "We're investing in companies like yours. Let's talk." And that's very nice. But as it happens, we just raised a lot of money, so perhaps it's the wrong time for them. But then also banks at various stages of their Twitter thing, and now is a really key time because, as I said in the presentation, Trump has really put the financial services into a tailspin. You had previously, all the traders just simply wouldn't be allowed to have Twitter, and they were living with it. But then since Trump came and obviously he's putting out tweets which are moving the market so quickly, they're all saying this is unacceptable, we have to have it. But what that means is that the banks have opened up a huge new risk, a risk of, for example, these people, traders who now have got a capability via Twitter of using the secret messaging capability to perhaps do FX fixing or LIBOR fixing again in a much more secret way than they had before. So banks are in a very, very dangerous position, and we've had people come straight over and say, this is us, we need to deal with it. The issue that Twitter's used in different ways by different people, and obviously some parts of a bank will be doing outgoing kind of customer support. Now, we don't try and do that. We address the real value of Twitter in being able to find the tweets which are really moving the market or really providing rich and valuable financial information for the analysts and for the traders. For these guys that they've got no interest in tweeting out, and it's really, really dangerous from a regulatory perspective for them to be tweeting out. But at the same time, they absolutely have to stay on top of news that's breaking, and it's a bit of a cliche to say news breaks very, very quickly on Twitter, but it does, and it's much more than that as well. There's kind of rich analysis and blogs, and whenever a financial website or something puts up a new piece of analysis, the way that they tell everybody about it is by sending a tweet out. So if you're not picking up those tweets, those notifications, you're not taking advantage of this enormously rich ecosystem of financial information that's flying out there, which everybody else is getting except the regulated traders. Well, there's a number of ways we do that. If we have different people come to us, and some people will really understand Twitter, and they'll have a very good existing set of accounts that they want to follow, that they know are providing good information to them. And when they do that, we can get them set up straight away so that they can then access all that same information in a completely safe way and take advantage of our tools for managing that. But other people will come to us and say, well, look, I'm in pharmaceuticals, I've never used Twitter, I've got no idea. And so what we provide is we provide kind of a couple of things there. We provide a whole set of suggested accounts based on their reputation within the industry, and their ability to sort of provide news of various types. So somebody will come, say, from pharmaceuticals and say, well, look, we'll get you set up straight away with perhaps these 30 people that we know are really key for you. And then if you're following particular companies, AstraZeneca or whoever it is, we'll also then provide you with smart tracks so that you can get filtered news or curated news based on the sort of financial relevance of those tweets. So providing you with a list of accounts to follow, plus providing you with these artificial intelligence curated tracks from a much wider kind of base. So part of the risk of using your own Twitter account would be that other competitors could see who you were following. And there's some great examples, for example, of the San Francisco Federal Bank. One of their employees thought he was tweeting out on his own account, and he was tweeting out on the bank's official account. So it's actually very dangerous for you to use your own Twitter account for professional finance work. And so We don't use Twitter accounts at all. Our system, we have a commercial data feed from Twitter, a licensed feed that comes into our system, so that you then simply access Twitter via our service without using a Twitter account. That solves all those compliance issues, but it also means we can do some fantastically clever things with artificial intelligence and curation that you simply wouldn't be able to do if you were just relying on an ordinary Twitter account. That's in a way kind of one of the problems with Twitter, is that, let's say you're following 100 people, you've got 100 people shouting you at once. Now that's all very well if what you're interested in getting is those little snippets of news, and certainly we have that. We've got our Warbler application where you can configure that to come up with these snippets of news. But actually the key to getting value out of Twitter is to really get to know the people that you're following. And so being able to zoom in on a group of people or zoom in on particular accounts is really half the battle. You get to know those people, you get to trust them, you understand what their perspective is from the things that they write, and then when they come up with an exciting piece of news, you know that you can trust it.